This is a choreography resource, a list of movements for level 2 dancers. In level 2, they start learning about croisé. However, croisé is still a very difficult concept for them. They do arabesque like this, but many times it's more like that. And so you don't want to put an overemphasis on croisé. And you still want to have many of their movements be on face. Some of those movements that you can use. Jumps in first and second. Although you do want to use jumps sparingly just because you can have everyone jumping at very different times. You can use lunges like this, but in croisé. They'll often be a little turned in because they're struggling with balance, but it's a really good movement for them to work on some of their strength. You can also make great use of coupe and retire, as long as you don't leave them there for too long. Pas de bourrée is a great option, especially with some fancy arms. Pas de bourrée, we don't teach every single year to level 2. It's not something they have to learn in level 2, so that's something to communicate to the teacher if you are going to use to make sure that they are teaching the student that. Doing a chasse into a grand jeté is another really great movement for level 2. The key with level 2 is that they very much are facing the hardest and most boring elements of ballet at quite a young age, and they have to get through those to get into a realm of ballet that unlocks its secrets a little more, such as level 3 and 4. When you do the chasse into a grand jeté, you would go chasse, step, step, jeté every time. Remember that if you're setting up some of these movements with little steps, those little steps are incredibly difficult to a level 2 student. So you need to make them the same throughout all of their choreography. If there's a setup for a jump, always has to be the same. If there's a pas de bourrée, you can't mix up the pas de bourrée and have it one time be this way and the next time be this way. It needs to be the same every single time. Also, you can do inverted pas de bourrée. You can look that up online if you want to use it. But again, you cannot mix them. They can only learn one of these per year. Level 2 is capable of going onto the floor and doing barrel rolls, which level 1 is capable of doing as well, but level 2 can do it at a much quicker pace. And you'll always just want to, in the choreography, have them start with the correct leg. So you want to have as a part of the position, the setup for that movement, you want to have them maybe tendu backwards before they kneel and then go into the barrel roll like this. Having them come out of the barrel roll into a position like this is a really great line for a level 2. They cannot fail at this. It's really beautiful and very audience pleasing. And level 2 is wonderful in the range of what they can do with their arms. And so while they're still very young and learning turnout and croisé at the very base level, they have a lot of range already with what their arms can do. So use everything, and even if you're having to repeat the leg positions, put a different arm with it each time. You can do stuff like this, like this, like this, like this. And then more complicated stuff too, such as that. Although you can't expect to always see this arm in the back, it's hard for them. But a little bit of epaulement is fine, and you can have them do movement with their arms. So when they're spinning, they could spin with the arm rising and then come down like that. That would be better in croisé, but you see the point there. So have a lot of fun with the arms. And then the last thing to remember about level 2 is that it needs to still be fun. it's very hard for them to progress through the boring monotony of tendu and rond de jambe while they are so young. And so they need to have very imaginative parts of the choreography, such as using some of those actions that we talked about with level 1, such as the running or the look or the hear or the heart or the provide arms. Those types of really easy and very meaningful movements need to be included as well. Another one that's really good is like this, doing fear, or having silly little moments in their choreography that are just blink and you'll miss it, such as doing bird like that, or letting them point their toes toward each other, put their fingers between their knees. You can get away with this with level 1 as well, and doing a jump like that. Those things kind of lighten up the choreography and make the level 2 student feel like there's still elements of fun in something that has suddenly gotten a lot more difficult. I hope you have fun choreographing for level 2. Thank you so much.